My name's Toby Atkins. I'm 22 years old, British, currently living in New Zealand studying a Bachelor of Business Studies, and last year I spent the year riding on the road. So I arrived at my training camp January 2015. I arrived at the team house, met the sporting director and several of the riders, just 2 or 3 of them. Over the course of the week, the rest of the riders turned up, which meant I had a chance to get to know them on an individual level, which made it a lot easier jumping into that kind of culture. It meant that I had not too much stress on me. Looking back, I think one of the things that I really struggled with every member of the team was really nice. They all went out of their way to help me with the change of culture, to help me with the language particularly. That was a big barrier for me. And knowing that they're really nice people in general made it much harder for me to believe that something like this could be going on. So I think that would have been towards the end of the first week. I'd been training for about 5 days with them, hard days, so many kilometres, lots of hills. And I went and spoke to the team manager and said, hey, I think I need a rest day, an easy day, just because I'd adapt a little bit better. At that point, the team manager was okay with that. Half the team went with me and we did a 2-hour recovery ride. The rest of the team went and did 180 kilometres in the hills in the pouring rain. And that was when alarm bells started ringing for me, really. Towards the end of that evening, the team manager pulled me aside, went into one of the offices in the team house, and he handed me a handful of pills and said, it's time to take your vitamins. And at that point, everything kind of fell down around me. It's a hard question to answer still. You get a massive mix of effectively every emotion you can imagine. My first real emotion was terror. All of a sudden you're dropped into an unfamiliar environment and you have no idea what's happening, how you're going to get out. It's a truly terrifying thing to be in. Shortly after that you kind of fall into the feeling of complete anger. That team manager has effectively, in your opinion at the time, ruined your chance at making a career out of the sport you love, and I think that's what kind of hurts the most. But regardless, after towards the end of the day, I was concerned for my safety, and the first thing I wanted to do was get out of there. Whether it be a week down the line, I just wanted to get out there and be safe again. Straight away, I contacted a family friend from British Cycling, the same one who had got me the position on the team to start with. He initially got in contact with the UCI for me because I wasn't 100% sure of the process in something like this. Within 24 hours of me telling British Cycling, the UCI, the legal department, had got in contact with me, and we'd had a good discussion about what was going to happen next. I think the most surprising thing for me was that their main issue was making sure I was safe. It wasn't bringing down the team around me. It was making sure I was in a safe environment, had a contingency plan to get out, which is exactly what I wanted to hear at the time, because as I said before, it's a terrifying experience. I think at the end of the day it really helped me feel in control of the situation rather than obviously being stuck in a situation like that. It's hard to feel like you can do anything about it. So in the initial stages of the investigation, I was pretty scared. I had no idea what to expect, as most riders wouldn't have any idea what to expect. The media portrays the UCI as a big scary monster. We only have bad experiences with it. We have fines, things like that. It's the only time we really have contact with the UCI. But it was a really big deal for me to learn that my safety was key to them, essentially, rather than anything else. So that was really nice. Later on in my stay where I was asked to gather some evidence from the UCI, but again it was made completely clear to me that if my safety was compromised because of it, don't do it. So I made a moral judgment call and decided that I wanted something to be done about it. Therefore I went and gathered the evidence. So everything I do and achieve in life starts from my own hard work and determination, nothing else. To dope is taking a shortcut in my opinion. It's selling myself short. It's like saying I'm not good enough to succeed at what I want to do. It's giving in and admitting failure. So for me, it's important to be my own person and succeed on my own rights. First of all, don't jump to conclusions. Keep calm, do some research and contact someone who knows. But I also know that UCI has got the personnel available to contact to ask these kinds of questions. If you are faced with a moral judgment, there's no shame in asking. You might be wrong, you might be right, but until you've asked, you don't know. The way the UCI is perceived, as I said earlier, is this big scary monster. We only deal with them when we're being fined, things like this. But I'd urge you that, from my experience at least, their main concern was my safety and sorting out the problem for me. I think from a rider's point of view as well, most of us are scared of the repercussions of this kind of thing. And for me, I actually found that I had a lot more respect in the peloton, not just from the riders, but from the managers as well. And at least from my perspective, I think that's what most riders are scared of, is how they'll be treated after something like this. But yeah, as I say, if anything, my life has got a lot easier in the peloton since then.